Hello, welcome to my last update on my final major project, Condemned Souls of the Veil. I'm happy to announce that I've completed a vertical slice build for the finalised product of the game. My previous video I covered the final mechanics being implemented, such as the email system and the dialogue system. Since then I've been working over the past few days to polish and implement the necessary features to make a suitable, buildable and playable vertical slice, and I'm happy to demonstrate that the game is currently working to a playable standard, and it creates a very unique game flow in terms of the message it's trying to convey through the environmental storytelling, the two-world connection, and the more significance understanding of depression as well. So here I will just demonstrate a couple of the updates in terms of vertical slice build. There will be a range of things to go through, but I'm not going to go over this in this video because I don't want to spoil obviously the content of the game. Essentially I'll just show sort of like the introductory stuff really. So loading up the vertical slice build, which is also available on itch.io. I'll leave a link in the description below for you to download or just to check out. So at the moment it loads up a disclaimer. So Condemned Souls of the Veil is a game that displays living with depression and its effects on mental health in an interactive and fictional manner. Please be aware of the extremities that can be caused before proceeding. This indicates that there is sensitive nature with the game that you are about to play, so if anybody that feels that they are triggered by these effects or have certain thoughts or similar, then they are at their own risk but decision to either continue or quit. So pressing the quit button enables the game to just shut down, so I'd rather send a message and awareness through disclaimer to ensure that the player is feeling comfortable enough that they can go and continue forward on with the game, regardless of how they're feeling, whether it's somebody who has depression, someone that lives with depression, somebody that does not understand depression. Obviously this is going from a different range because there's many forms of depression as well as other areas of mental health based on the research. And obviously pressing the proceed button will take you to the Veil scene, as it's currently playing music. I've managed to source from Freesound a range of different ambient wave musics, and it's very calming, and it's also quite immersive when it comes to loading the actual game itself. So we've just got a standard menu set up, which is actually from my proposal wireframes, inspired from that. Originally I was going to have eyes on there, but I didn't really work with the theme. It looked like I literally stuck an image on top of text, and it's not very appealing in terms of what I'm trying to demonstrate here. So you've got a simple options system where you can lower the volume, and now you hear no volume. Obviously let's put it up to full. It plays up to full. Essentially I've just put it down to the minimal button. Pressing quit will do the same as the quit button on disclaimer, taking you back. So obviously pressing play, we have an intro cutscene which demonstrates the visions of the Veil. And I've added input for tips for the player between scenes for the loading screen to assist them, as well as the email system that they will eventually go into. So at the moment it's obviously loading up the game. We have an email, and from the loading screen there's email, check your emails. So obviously the player is going to do that unless they want to break the cycle. That's their choice, of course. So obviously checking the email. This is the UI setup that you've already seen before, and now there is updated text. Instead of clicking on the item for the input box, the text prints itself out, enabling the player to read at their own pace and not feeling that they just have to read a massive block of text. And once it's completed, the typing will stop, and which will indicate for the player to go and do something, because it's a helpful tool. I will just compare the first example. So at the moment we've got the last sentence. Why don't we start at the beginning with something that symbolises friendship. Now all these different topics relate to the player to uncover their past. Essentially I am going to follow my own instructions and close down the computer. If you open backup mail it's still the same, but you've obviously had the text load already, so the email is old now. There is essentially some control systems here you've already seen. I have updated some of the controls as well because they were a bit outdated. I also have a pause system, so you have options again, and you can see that the sound is still 0.5, and then pressing quit will quit the game as well. So obviously going back. So we have our first item, I'm only going to demonstrate the first one because this is like my dummy item. So we had the bracelet from the friend Debbie. Let's zoom in and take a photo. That creates the new Polaroid onto the fixed wall for the detective wall. And you can zoom in and you can examine it. You can put it back. There we go. And then that was a new email that came through, and obviously a picture has appeared, but that is to indicate going to the computer to create the second email. And this will occur in about 5 events to build up the character's past and eventually lead you on to going towards the Veil. I'm not going to spoil that because it's more for the player's discretion, not mine. I'd rather them go through the full story themselves. This is just to get an idea on how the user-friendliness of the game is and how it's very calming. It's actually quite similar and realistic to how feelings would be, and also the colour scale of the Void of Life as well, with the whole grey setup. And I think the pixelation brings out a bit more of the ambience with the sound design, and it's smooth UI transitions and animations. It's the immersive sound design and the just trying to convey that message through the build-up environmental storytelling as well. And I think that ticks all the boxes with what I intended to do. Essentially, I'm happy with the ending product. I'm not going to show any more because it's spoilers essentially, but obviously feel free to download the link in the description below from Itch. It's free, so feel free to just test it, bearing in mind there is also a disclaimer in the build file, so just be aware of that before downloading, as advising. But no, obviously that's basically it for me with the development of this project. I'm very happy with how it's turned out, even in the latter of time that I've had, because it's been quite a bumpy development journey, but still I've enabled myself to develop an initialised concept to finalised polished piece that is portfolio proud ready as well, and I believe that it will demonstrate a very good understanding in how mental health is, specifically with depression as well. So this is just demonstrating that with closing it down. But yeah, that's basically it for me. Thank you very much, and you know, obviously see where this project takes me. I might continue it further on if I need to refine anything, but obviously feel free to fill out any like discussion forums or comments on the YouTube page or even on the Itch page for any bugs and user testing. I know about all the bugs I have, so in that case of my bug report, it's been outsourced now, got rid of. But essentially, thank you very much for being part of this journey, and I look forward to continuing future projects with a similar outcome. Thank you very much. Take care.